All right, so talking about tips, tax, and discounts. If there's anything at all this year in math that I would say is super, super important, something that is relevant that you would be using through your whole life, it's going to be this information right here. This stuff is something that as an adult, you will come across and deal with every single day, okay? Having to deal with tax, having to deal with tips, commissions, markups, and discounts. These are all percentages that have real world application to it. So it's very important that you pay close attention to this, because even if you decide to do, a career that has nothing to do with math, this has got nothing to do with just career. This has to do with you being an adult in general. Chisamdi Hood? Thank you. So for here, when we're talking about tax, sales tax, you guys, when you purchase items, you pay not just for the item itself, but you also pay for the tax on the item. And the tax is created for different reasons. There's might be a tax that's created because it was imported in from another country. There's a lot of this money just goes towards government funding. So we do an increase in sales tax. So one of the things that got pushed out onto a vote when the last election happened, they wanted to know if everybody in the state would be okay with having an increase in the sales tax so that it could go towards improving roads. So your sales tax money doesn't go towards the store. The sales tax money goes towards government funded stuff. Okay, so there are items though that do not get taxed. So what I have right here is a grocery store receipt. When you go grocery shopping, the majority of the items, depending on what you buy actually, but most items that you purchase through the grocery store is going to have this little coding right next to it that says TF. TF stands for tax free. That means that you are not being charged any additional percentage on these items. These are items like, chicken broth, tomatoes, apples, blueberries, broccoli, blackberries. These are items that you don't get charged on because they are considered items that are required to sustain life. Do you think a bag of chips is required to sustain life? No. So do you think you're going to pay taxes on those bag of chips? Yes. Okay, you are going to pay taxes on certain things. So if I decide, hey, I want to go into the freezer aisle and I want to purchase Applebee's potato skins, I'm going to pay tax on that because that is an item that's pre-packaged from a store and then shipped and sold through Publix. I pay taxes on that. I pay taxes on candy. I pay taxes on, cheap processed foods that aren't like junk foods that aren't required to help sustain my life. Okay? So tax-free means that it's an item that is necessary for you to live. Christian, did you have a question? Oh, those are promotions, discounts. So that's a good question. So like here, if you notice I bought a lot of broth, right? Because the broth had a promotion on it where it was buy one, get one free. So if you notice each one of the broths that I bought, they were originally $2.96 and now they each get discounted by $1.48. It's because they are buy one, get one free. So if I buy two of them, both of them come out to the price of $2.96. So there are items, so those are discounts, which we're going to talk about too. When you see it saying promotion underneath it, those are the discounts that I'm using. Here we've got some more you saved based off of different promotions that are there. So if we come all the way down to here at the bottom, my order total, or my also known as a subtotal, $142.12. And then tax for regular tax, because there's an item that I purchased that was not food related, is only 39 cents. And then any food tax, the items that I purchased that could be taxed on, or $2.71 for food tax. Okay, and then it comes out to whatever your grand total or your final total is. Okay, so not every single food item that I purchase is going to be tax-free, but the majority of the stuff that I purchase on here is tax-free because it's fresh grown produce and items of that sort. Okay, tips. Tips is a very important thing. Who can tell me, where do we provide a tip? Eli? Restaurants. Anywhere else?
Donations.
Well, donations is not a tip. See, everybody knows restaurants, but did you know that it's actually customary to tip your mailman, your mail carrier? Did you know it's customary to tip your garbage person, your garbage man, your delivery driver? When they deliver a package, it's customary to tip them. It's customary to tip movers if you move and they help to pack up a truck or move you into a new building. Yep, your DoorDash, your Uber driver. If you ever have to take Uber or Lyft, it's customary to tip them after they have driven you to wherever you need to go. And in fact, with Uber and Lyft, you get to review your driver, but did you know your driver gets to review you as well? So if you are a person who does not leave a tip, so let's say Alexa is a driver and Alan hires her for services, take him to the airport, and he doesn't tip her. Alexa can then go onto the app and say, okay, this is a customer that I took to the airport. Everything went smoothly. Customer did not tip. Well, then when Alan's trying to come back from the airport and he puts in, hey, I need an Uber, and people are going to see, oh, this is a customer that doesn't tip. Do you think that I'm going to want to pick him up? No. I'm going to pick up somebody that I know does tip. So it's going to be harder for him to find somebody to come and pick him up. Now, maybe if he only did that one time, might not be that big of a deal. But if it happens to be something that is routinely put down on his profile, that this is a person who does not tip at all, or is an unruly customer, then chances are he's not going to get picked up anymore. He's going to have a hard time. Just the same as you aren't going to accept a Lyft drive from somebody who has bad reviews. You don't purchase items that have bad reviews. Why would you purchase a person to drive you to the airport or drive you to where you need to go if they have bad reviews? Okay, same thing. So tips help you to create a good review for yourself, but they also help to provide not just a thank you, but provide an income to the people who are giving you that service. If you ever go get your nails done, okay, you want to tip the people who do that. Anytime that you are being given a service is being provided to you. Someone's coming to clean your house, somebody's coming to do the carpet, somebody's detailing your car, anything of that sort. It's a service that's being provided that you don't have to perform. You want to provide a tip. Now, again, restaurants is probably the most common form of tipping that we know of. And let me tell you guys right off the bat, because I have people every single year who say, well, I don't tip because if I get bad service, I'm not going to tip at all. How many of you, raise your hand, how many of you have ever had a bad day? Okay, everybody should at some point be raising their hand. Everybody's had a bad day. Do you want to be judged by your bad day? No, probably not, right? So you don't want to judge somebody else by their bad day too. So if you ever go to a restaurant and the service wasn't that great, this is a rule of thumb. Bad service still should have a minimum tip of 10%. That's just called being a good customer. When you receive bad service, you should still just tip at least 10%. Now, if you've got good service, I mean, it wasn't the best service, you know, but it was still good. They provided the food, they provided the drinks, they got everything done. And now keep in mind also, service and quality of food are different. Does your server cook the food for you? No. So if you don't like the food, don't blame the server. Okay? Your preference or dislike for the food should not affect how you tip your server. Okay, so let that be something to keep in mind. Your server has nothing to do with the food itself. Your server is just the person who goes and puts the order in, brings it to you, and refills your drinks. That's all that they are supposed to do. So please do not tip based off of whether you liked the food. Tip based off of the service itself. So if they provided good service, you should tip anywhere between 15% to 20%. And if you felt the service was excellent, you would recommend everybody to go there just because the service was great, then anywhere between 20% or up. I say 20 to 25%, but you can always go more. My husband and I, we always make a tradition with our kids. Every Christmas Eve, we go to grab breakfast in the morning at a specific restaurant. And we always go with the intention of tipping $100 to whoever our waitress is going to be. That's always our intention, because even the service might not be that great because it's Christmas Eve. Do you think they want to be there? Probably not. So we go there with the intention to try to make their day, to make it worth their while that they were there. Okay? So nothing says that you can only tip up to 25%. You can always tip more than that. Okay? You're always welcome to do that. Now, one thing that I want to make sure you guys also understand is sales tax and tip. Sales tax and tips are the only items that get added on or increase the price that you pay. These are the only things that increase your price. It increases the price you pay. Commission does not increase the price that you pay. Commission is something that's a little bit different. Okay, and commission is actually kind of like a dying percentage. It doesn't really happen very many places anymore. But one of the common places for commission is like if you go and purchase a car. Kennedy? It says increases the price you pay. Okay, so commission, if you go to a sales, a car sales place. Let's say I need to go get a new car. And I'm like, oh, here's this nice, lovely little sedan that I want to get, and it's $30,000. And then I'm trying to talk the salesperson down in the price. And they're going to go, okay, well, the lowest I can bring it is $25,000. But that's it. I can't go any lower. I really can't. There's no other deals. My manager won't let me. Da, 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 da. That's actually not true. They can go as low as they want to. They can go as low as they want to, but the reason why your salesperson isn't going to go any lower is because they make a percentage off of what they sell. So if they go lower, the commission that they make is going to go lower. Okay? So they don't get the price of what they sell you. So if you spend $25,000 on a car, they're not getting $25,000 in their pocket. Okay, that $25,000 goes to pay off the car that you just purchased. So the store had to purchase the car from the manufacturing company. So they have to pay off the manufacturing company, and then they have a surplus to be used there. So that $25,000 is not going towards the salesperson, but the salesperson does get a percentage of it that the company pays them for selling the car. Okay, and that's called commission. Now, again, not very many jobs use commission anymore. Okay, it used to be a lot of times anytime you go into like a clothing store, they'd work off commission. They don't do that as much anymore. When I was in high school, I used to work at a luggage company. Okay, I sold luggage. It's boring as all could be, but I made a lot of money because I worked off of commission on it. So it's a nice job because you do get an hourly wage. You get your minimum wage at least, and then on top of it, you get the commission. So the more you sell, the more money you make. Working as a waitress, when I was a waitress and a bartender, I only made $2.13 an hour. But you make a lot off of tips. So I remember my first job was doing Steak and Shake. And it's so embarrassing to say that. But they hadn't had any one of it was the first of its kind in our city. And I got hired on as a waitress, and I would leave on a boring night. I'd leave with about $80 a night, just in tips at Steak and Shake. So think of a real restaurant that you can go to. There's some nice restaurants out there, like, you go to those Brazilian steakhouses where it could just be 2 people and they're going to spend a couple $100 alone because, one steak itself is like $100. You can make a lot off of tips working at a really nice restaurant. You just need a couple of tables each night and you could be leaving with like $600 or $700. So it's really easy to make some good money working in a restaurant if you go to the correct restaurants. Okay? Markups. So markups is a kind.
May I have Crystal for checkout?
She's on her way.
Thank you.
Okay. So the way that a markup works, a markup is, again, your price is going to be increased, but you're not going to know that price was increased, because the way that a markup works is if I'm making an item, it costs me money to make an item. So in order for me to get a profit out of that item, I have to increase the price. So I mark the price up so that way I'm able to sell it and make a profit. So maybe it takes me $5 to make a necklace, but then I sell that necklace for $25 so that I can make a $20 profit. That's what a markup does. So when we mark things up, we mark it up by a specific percentage. Discount is the only thing that actually lowers your cost. The discount is actually going to bring the cost down. So let's go ahead and write that off to the side. A discount is going to decrease. It decreases the price you pay. Okay, a discount is going to decrease the price you pay. And we look for some key words. We look for words like sale. If you see that it's on sale, you know that it's providing a discount. If you see the word clearance, it's providing a discount. If there's a coupon, there's a discount. If it says the word off, then that means that there's a discount. Yeah, discount, but I'm saying other words that it might use besides just discount. So these are all key terms to show you that the price is being reduced. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at a couple of practice problems going through from here. So we have a soccer ball. Soccer ball is going to cost us $30, and the tax is going to be 6%. So we want to know what is the taxed amount. So the question I need to know, am I just finding the sales tax, or am I finding the total?
The total.
And the sales tax. It just wants the taxed amount. Just wants the taxed amount. So you need to really read the questions carefully in this situation. These kinds of problems are very easy to get wrong if you don't read carefully. You need to distinguish between whether you are finding just the tax or just the tip or just a discount, or are you finding the final cost, the total cost at the end. Okay, that's going to determine whether you have to add or subtract at the very end. So in a question like this, all we're doing is finding the actual taxed amount. Let's go ahead and underline that. We just want the taxed amount. And I'm going to write that off to the side. I just want tax. I just want to know what is the tax going to be. So I told you guys before that we are going to be constantly using that proportion. The part over whole equals percent over 100. In fact, I would like to write that up at the top of your paper. If you guys could go ahead and put that up at the top again. We're going to always use this part over whole equals the percent over 100. And what I want to write off to the side is that the things that we can say are going to be a part are going to be the money versions of our tax, our tip, our markup, our discounts. Those are going to represent the part. The money amount of tax, the money amount of tip, the money amount of a markup, the money amount of the discount. Your whole, the whole is always going to be your initial cost or your subtotal. The whole is considered to be the initial cost or the subtotal. And then your percentage is going to be your percent of tax or tip or markup or discount. It's going to have the percent sign behind it. So don't get confused or mixed up between percent tax and money tax. A percentage is going to be the rate. The money is going to be the actual amount, the actual money amount that you're finding. Majority of the time, you're going to have to find the money amount. The part is what's going to be missing. You're going to have to solve for the part. Okay? So like I said before, again, the majority of the time when you're working these problems out, you're going to be solving for the part. The part is what's going to be missing. All right. So let's take a look back at this problem. The soccer ball costs $30. That's a subtotal. That's your whole right here. Your tax is 6%. That's your percentage. The part is what's missing. Okay? The part that we're solving for right now is going to be the money amount for our tax. We want to find out what the money amount of our tax is. We don't know what that is, so we replace it with an X. The whole in this case is going to be the $30. And like I said before, our percentage in this case is going to be the 6%. And so now we just set it up. Set the proportion up. Part, which is X, over whole, which was 30, equals your percent, which was 6, over 100. What do we multiply first? The X. We always multiply the X first with its diagonal. So we're going to multiply the X and the 100 together first. That's going to give us 100X. Now what do we multiply together? The 30 and the 6. We're going to multiply the 30 and the 6 together. 30 times 6 gives us 180. What do I do from here? Divide by 100. So we'll divide both sides by 100. And that's going to give us X equaling 1.8. But remember, if I look back, remember X represents a money amount for tax. So I need to put a dollar sign in front of here. And what else do I need to put? A zero. Remember, money has two numbers behind the decimal. You must have two numbers behind the decimal. This represents $1.80 for your tax. So when you go up to pay for that soccer ball, you're going to be charged an extra $1.80 to pay for the taxes on that soccer ball. So are you only paying $1.80?
No.
No. Because now look at question number 2. Question number 2 wants to know, hey, what's the total cost of the soccer ball? So what's the total cost going to be?
$31.80.
How do you figure that out? There you go. You just add the tax to the total. Okay? When you are working it out, you're not only paying for the ball, but you're paying for the tax. So you just add those two values together. So we're taking whatever our whole value cost was, our initial cost of the soccer ball. We're going to take that initial cost, which was $30, and we're going to add it with what we just solved for, which was the money amount of tax that we're going to spend. So the money amount is not 6%, it's $1.80. So we add those together, and that's going to come out to our total cost, which in this case is going to be $31.80. So again, like I said, you need to make sure you read each question carefully. You have to distinguish between whether it wants just the tax or just the tip or just a discount, or does it want the final cost? Does it want to know how much you're going to spend on the item and the tax together, or items and the tip, or the item after you remove the discount? Because remember, a discount subtracts from your cost. Let's do another one together. So a hoverboard. A hoverboard costs $280, but Amazon has it on sale for 35% off. So we want to know how much is Amazon selling it for. So now I need to ask myself, am I finding out just the discount, or am I finding out the final cost? The final cost, right? So what I just did here, where I split it up into two parts, I need to do that for this problem. But instead of adding it, it's a discount. What do? Subtract. With discounts, you subtract. Okay, if it's on sale, your price goes down. Your price is going to decrease. So here, again, the part is unknown. We don't know what the part is. We're going to put an X. But remember, in this case, the part is going to represent the money amount for our discount. We don't know what the money amount for the discount is. We know only the percentage amount of the discount. What's the whole? 280. Right? The hoverboard's cost is our whole. Just somebody wake up. Okay. What percentage are we discounting it at? 35%. And notice it has the keyword off. Remember, I told you those keywords would represent that you're talking about a discount problem. So this is your percent. So now we set the problem up. We're going to put X over 280 equals 35 over 100. All right, what am I multiplying first? X times 100. Good. So we're going to do X times 100. That gives us 100X. Then we multiply 35 and 280. That gives us 9,800. And then we divide. Okay, when we divide, we're going to find out that this is $98. Okay, that $98, is that how much they're selling it for?
Yes. No. Yes. No, that's how much you're taking away from them.
Thank you, Michaela. That's how much you're taking away, because remember, it's the money discount. Discount is what you are removing. Discount is what you're decreasing by. So this is what is going to be taken off. It's $98 off. Not $98 sale price. This is just the amount that you're going to take off. So your final price, you're going to have to do the 280 minus the 98. Okay, that comes out to 182. And that's what Amazon's going to sell it for. Okay, what I want you guys to do is I want you to try problem 4 and problem 5 on your own. All right, let's go ahead and go over this. So for here, Kevin is selling t-shirts that he made. It cost him $18 to make a shirt, and he wants to mark up the shirt by 55%. So $18, that's how much it costs him. So if he sells the shirt for $18, is he going to make a profit at all? No. So he has to sell it for more than $18 in order to be able to make any kind of profit, to make it any bit worth his while, okay? So he's going to mark it up by 55%. So 55% of this 18 is the profit that he's going to make. What we want to know first is how much is he going to sell the shirt for? And part B, if he sells 12 shirts, how much is he going to make? What's the profit that he's going to make off of it? So let's first find out what the markup is going to be, and then what is he going to sell the shirt for based off of that markup. So again, the part is what's missing. The part is the money amount that you're going to mark it up. That's what's missing. We have no idea what that markup price is going to be. The whole is the cost of the shirt, which was $18. And then the percent is the percent that he's marking it up by, which is 55%. So we're going to set this up as X over 18 equals 55 over 100. That should be our setup. X over 18, 55 over 100. And then we can do the cross product. We're going to do 100 times X, which is 100X. We're going to do 18 times 55, and that's going to come out to 990. And then we just divide. Okay, and when we divide by 100, we're going to get that X is going to equal 9.9, or $9.90. That's the markup amount. Is that what he's going to sell it for?
No.
No. That's just how much he's going to increase the price by. That's his profit right there. That markup is another way of saying that is his profit. If he marks the price up by $9.90, then that means he's going to earn $9.90 profit for selling that one shirt. Does that make sense? Okay, so what he's going to do in order to figure out what he's going to sell the shirt for, he's going to take how much he spent on the shirt, and then he's going to add the profit cost, that $9.90 to it. So he's going to sell the shirt for $27.90. That's his price to sell. Now, I want to know how much money is he going to make if he sells 12 of those shirts. So what do I do to figure out how much money he's going to make if he sells 12 of those shirts? What do you think, Kennedy? Well, you said divide and times. Which one is it?
Oh, we don't.
Times. So you're going to multiply. Now, are we going to multiply it by $27.90?
No.
Does he earn all that $27.90?
No, by $9.90.
Right? We only need to know his profit, right?
Yeah.
We only need to know how much money he's going to make after his costs. So $18 is what his cost is. He only earns $9.90 off of the shirt. So we only have to multiply 12 by 990. Okay? So we're just going to take the markup, which is going to represent your profit, that $9.90, and we're going to multiply it by the number of shirts. So we'll multiply that by 12. So he's going to make a profit of $118.80. That's his profit. All right, number 5. Janet has $148.62 worth of groceries in her cart. She's got a Publix coupon that will take 15%, it should say 15% off, but it's a coupon. We know coupons discount the price. So we want to know how much is she going to spend on the groceries. So we need to find out first how much are we taking away from the groceries, and then what is that discounted amount going to be. Okay, So the part is what's missing. Like I said, these are the kind of problems where the part pretty much is always missing. What's our whole? $148.62. That's our whole. What's our percent? 15%. Okay, now we're going to set this up. X over 148.62 equals 15 over 100. Then we can cross product. We're going to multiply x times 100. That gives us 100x. We're going to multiply 148.62 times 15. That comes out to 2,229.30. And then we'll divide by 100. And we're going to get $22, and it comes out to 0.293. You need to estimate it, round it to the nearest penny, so it's just 29 cents, $2.29. That represents your discount. That represents the amount that comes off. So now you have to subtract. That's correct, Alan. So we're going to do $148.62, and we're going to subtract the $22.29. So we get $126.33. Okay. What you guys are going to do is you're going to log on to Google Classroom. You have a quizzes. Please remember your login for quizzes is your first name and then the number 3 at gcpsk12.org. Your password is Lions22. That's your login for it. Let me get it loaded. Yes. Yes, you may use the restroom, Michaela, now. Yeah, they're over there. It's only 8 questions. Just 8 questions. Did you really just say it's so long? Huh? Please do, yeah. Right now, you can turn it into that little